Welcome back to Stss. In the last video we were looking at issuing stock and stock take. In this video we will be looking at returning stock to store and requisition. Let us start with returning stock to store. It can happen that the client does not want the product that we issue to him or her and therefore needs to return it. So the client uses this panel to return such item to store. And the way that happens is the client goes hard and starts a new return to store. The client will enter the client name and particulars like this and a date, the date of return, and the reasons for returning the stock will be entered by the client. And once the client has done that, the client will go return item to store and then go save. But that item will not be completely returned to stock. It is halfway returned because it will not yet be added to the current stock until the manager receives it back to store. Once the manager receives it back to store, then the item will be part of the current stock, and that is about returning item to store. I will now go to requisition. Here, requisition has two branches. There is the requisition panel for clients, and there is the requisition panel for managers. The requisition panel for clients allows the client to make a requisition. And the way the client makes a requisition is by filling in these details. And the client can fill in the client number, which will enable the automatic infilling of all this. And once the client has done this, he goes to make requisition tab. And the way he makes a requisition is to click on this rectangle here and choose the product. The product quantity has to be that he or she desires has to be filled in by him or her. And once that is done, let us do two products. Once that is done, he goes back and says save and click on make requisition, and this will show up. This is a confirmation that the requisition has been posted. Let us remember this requisition number for when we come back, because we will look at the admin panel for requisition before coming back to this client panel. So let us go to the admin panel or the managers panel and see what the manager says. The manager is required to put in a password. So the manager puts in a password and navigates to that requisition that the client had made. Now he goes to manage requisition in order to manage that requisition. So for example, let's say he has approved to give the client 10 of these mugs. He goes to quantity approve. First go to allow edit and goes to quantity approve and types the number and go to change the status to approved. Then the type, maybe he decides to only approve 6 of those 12. Then he will go to change the status to reduced and approved. And he will come here and save it. Then let's go back to the client's panel, because there is something I need to show you there. Now on the client's panel, the client can track the requisition to see how many requisition, how many of our products have been approved, or whether or not it is approved, and say okay, and he has to type in the requisition number, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 5, and say okay. So the requisition status for that requisition will be shown. You can see, if you remember, the manager approved 10 of the mugs and only 6 of the paper, and this is the status, and the client can see that in his or her own office. And that is about returning to stock and requisition. Now I will close this. When we come back, we will be looking at shipping and data calculator. Thank you.